Okay, we're rolling.
Hey, welcome to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave with you. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing podcast from my backyard right now, so if it sounds a little bit different, please forgive me, but I'm doing what I can with what I have where I am. And that's, again, the theme for today's episode, and I'm glad you're with me. Thanks for being here. First timer, welcome to the show. I promise you, it does sound better than this, but right now, things are a little different. Thanks for being here. When life throws you a curveball and you're a podcaster, what do? You just hang it up. Any type of pressure, any type of pushback, anything that interferes with your schedule, do you just pack it in, pack up shop, close up everything, and go home? Or do you podcast? Now, I know there's going to be people who are thinking, Dave, why would you do this? You have so much going on in your life right now. If you don't know what happened in the last 5 or 6 days, we've had two major floods at my house. All throughout my city is just like completely upside down. Garbage and furniture lines the streets where I live. And there's a lot of really broken-hearted people right now, including us. I think they're not good, really, but we're pushing through. So this is my break time, right? I'm not stopping other stuff and and putting off my duties to remedy the situation, but this is my chance to take a break, walk away, and think about something else for a while, for my own mental health. Podcasting is much, much more than just creating content for the audience. It's also about creating content for yourself and creating space for yourself. What I find interesting is some people will give up on podcasting to create space for themselves, but they don't give up other things to create space for podcasting. For me, I find this to be not a task, but a reward that I get to podcast. It's not something that I feel like I'm obliged to. I could walk away from the show today, but I've made a commitment to myself and to my audience to do 365 episodes this year, not knowing that I'd have a flooded house twice in 5 days. I didn't know that in January, but here we are in August, and I'm still showing up. I'm still doing the thing. So I want to talk again about my favorite quote that has nothing to do with podcasting, but has everything to do with podcasting. Do what you can with what you have, where you are, and why that's so important in life, but for us as podcasters. Something that really kind of gives us permission to be in the moment and do what we can with what we have, where we are. I'm glad you're here. I stumbled across that quote years ago. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. And it really stuck out to me because in podcasting, this is like the opposite of everything that you hear from all the other gurus. They want you to buy the latest things, spend a lot of money, get this, get that, and they get enough is never enough in podcasting. Somebody always has something to sell you. Somebody has always has something new and flashy that you should be a part of. You know, we're going to do the Pixar pictures of everything. Everyone needs to do the Pixar pictures. Come on. You're not a cool kid if you don't do this, you don't do that. Now we have like in 2026 in August, we have people doing like these really, really wordy show art now with 5 main points and this and that. Looks like an ad you'd see for laundry soap in the 50s. It's just like way too much detail. Just the picture. We're good. But people love them, and now everybody's doing them. And because everyone's doing them, everybody wants to do them, and on we go. And I find that the whole notion of do what you can with what you have where you are is something that's just counter to everything you're hearing in podcasting right now. So let's break these three down again. First, do what you can. I've done this episode in the past, but it means even more today that we should just do what we can in podcasting. There's a lot of overwhelm about all the stuff that we can't do. Well, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do video, and I can't do this. Like, I can't go live. There's a lot of can'ts in podcasting, which makes you feel like you're not good enough in podcasting. Don't let the can'ts get you down, because the can'ts, they're for people who have a big team. They're for people who got lots of money. They're for people who are completely monetized. Every episode's paid for before it's even recorded. That's not us, right? We do what we can. Now, you're like, Dave, is that a plane? Yeah. So I live on a flight path to our local airport. So as I'm talking here in the backyard of my house, because I can't go inside, right now there's a team of 7 ripping apart my house. I have no place to podcast except here on my chair sitting under a tree in my backyard. Sounds idyllic, but that plane has no concept of podcasting right now. Thanks, guys. Have a safe trip. So you might hear some birds, my dog, or a plane. We call it ambiance in podcasting. Now, should I try to take that out? Yeah, but the tools that I use to do so, they're online. And guess what? Dave's not online. No, I don't have access to my internet. Woo! So that's fun. We're going to keep moving forward. See, in real time, I'm doing what I can. I'm recording this using my cell phone, sitting out under a tree in the backyard. I have no sound treatment. I have no professional microphone. I have no fancy tools. I have the breeze blowing through in front of me. That's it. And a can of Coke. That's me. My dog's sleeping next to me trying to bite flies out of the air. And there he goes. There. Okay. Podcasting, do what you can. Just what can you do? And be happy with that. Don't be so caught up in what you can't do, but do what you can. It is the foundation to all things in podcasting, especially for new podcasters. What can you do as far as a podcast? Well, Dave, I can do one podcast every 2 months. Awesome. That's what you can do. Then do that and make a commitment that you're going to show up. And when things get hard, like your house floods twice in a row, you still keep going. You don't give up. You do what you can. First point. Second, do what you can with what you have. What do you have? What do you own right now that you could use for your podcast? I have a phone, a Google Pixel phone. I'm not even connected to the internet. I'm using a recorder app on my phone. It's what I have. I'm not going to put off podcasting because I don't have my setup. That's a that's an excuse. Yeah, this is not going to sound that great overall. And yeah, I'm going to get audio nerds who are going to get like, you sounds horrible. 1-star review. Well, you go lift buckets of water for 20 hours straight and tell me how great your podcast is going to sound. This is what I have. So I'm doing what I can with what I have. What do you have? And maybe that's just enough. Maybe you don't need microphone envy. Maybe you don't need the latest whatever. Maybe you don't need a recording platform that's only on the internet. Because when you lose your internet, you lose your recording platform, right? Yeah. So I don't have that. I have Audacity. It's free. It's loaded on my computer, and I don't need the internet to do anything except post the podcast, like upload it to my hosting site. That's it. That's the only thing I need. Everything else I can do completely off the internet, which is like counter to everything you're going to hear from podcast gurus. They're going to offer you all kinds of internet-based solutions that you are tied to the ability to connect to the internet, which does no good when you have no power and you have no internet. So keep that in mind. Do what you can with what you have. The last part, do what you can with what you have where you are. Now, when we say where you are, that could be where you physically live and in the house or the apartment or the setting in which you are in. But it can also be where you are at mentally or where you are at in your journey or where you are at with your knowledge of podcasting, where you are at right now. You don't need another course. You don't need another book. You don't need another weekend event. You don't need another speaker. You don't need 5 more gurus. You don't need to collect information like it's going to save your life. No, do what you can with what you have, where you are. You have enough information to get started. You know more than you realize. And all you need is a buddy. You just need somebody with you to say, hey, you got this. You look at how much you already know. Let's move forward. Let's make this thing happen. Let's stop this endless cycle of information and gathering of information when you spend more time listening to other people than you do recording, you got podcasting backwards. It's time to start. It's time to get going. And it happens now. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. Let the chips fall where they lay. That's what's going to happen. You can always improve. You can always get better, but you've got to start. You can't improve until you start. So I'm asking you today to start. And people are like, oh, yeah. People say, just don't start. That's bad advice. Well, 5 more conferences and 20 more gurus is also bad advice. At some point, you got to hit record. At some point, you got to sit in the backyard of your house while your house is being ripped apart because of a natural event, and all you have is your phone. You start. I've got over 2,500 episodes. This is not how I envisioned podcasting when I started, but it is what it is. I'm doing what I can with what I have where I am right now. And you can do this too, out of podcast.ca. Thanks for listening.
So here at the How to Podcast series, we love to hear from you. You might think that we get a lot of feedback. Man, we don't. We don't get a lot because people just feel like, why bother? Like, why? Does Dave really care what I have to say? And I do. I actually do really care what you have to say. I love your input. I love hearing from you. And we've started a survey for our listening audience, which includes you right here, right now. And I'd love, love, love for you to head over to howtopodcast.ca. And you'll see our survey right there on our website. And take a few minutes, come through, answer the thoughtful questions we're asking of you to make the show better. Not just for you, but for everyone. Your feedback is really going to help shape the show. And I selfishly just want to hear from you. So if you're thinking, Dave probably already knows what I think, I don't. I really don't. I'm not good at reading minds. My wife will confirm that completely. So I don't really know what you think of the show. I don't know if you like it, if you like how long the show is, how long the episodes are, that Dave's doing 365 episodes in a year. Oh my gosh. I would love to hear from you and get your thoughts on this very show right here. So head over to howtopodcast.ca, click on our survey link. It's also in the show notes for every episode, in the most recent episodes, and I'd love to hear from you. So as a listener of this here very show, your feedback can make this show so much better. So much better. And I'm not drowning in emails and voice messages and speak pipes and buy me a coffees right now. So I'm putting the ask out to you right now, as a listener of the show, and you're still here, that you take a moment, head over to our website, click the link in the show notes for any episode, and go to our survey and let us know your thoughts about this show, how it could be better, and what you love, and what you're like, Dave, can you stop doing this? That would be really helpful. Thanks for being here and being part of the How to Podcast family. See you over at howtopodcast.ca. Talk soon. Thanks for being here. Bye.
You're still here. And apparently my neighbors are still here because I can hear them on the other side of the fence. You're probably wondering, who is this guy sitting there doing a podcast? Like, whatever. Anyway, I had a question about podcasting. And it was, Dave, for me as a podcaster, I'm trying to find a way for people to actively engage with my survey because I posted it and I have like 4 comments, 4 responders. What do I do? And I actually said, congratulations. And they're like, that's horrible. I only got 4 people. I said, well, I've had a survey out for months now and I have 5. And they're like, you only have 5? Like there was disdain in their voice. Like, oh, sad for you. Like your audience is not responding. That is not a good sign. Well, it is a good sign because only a small, tiny fraction of your audience will ever do anything you ask them to do. So the fact that 5 people said yes and responded is a win. In podcasting, you got to get your mind out of the 100,000 engagement number thing because that's not real in podcasting for the majority of us. 95% of stats are fake, including 95% of people will never hear from their audience. A big portion of your audience will never talk to you. They're silent majority. They just love what you do. They consume your podcast for free and they move on with their life. But they still come back. They still think about you and they think about what you said and they apply it. And that's good enough, right? So as you look at a low number of responses for your survey, don't take that to heart as you failed and your audience doesn't care. They care. They're just busy people. Like, give them some slack and celebrate the ones who do respond. Thank you to everyone all 5 of you who responded to mine. Uh, there's a link on howtopodcast.ca if you want to see my survey. Steal it if you want. Just so you know, I created it using Google Forms, and then I linked it to a Google Sheet so that all the information comes back to one home, one location, and I can sort it, I can compare, and it just automatically doesn't have to do anything after posting that up on Google Forms. It's all free, doesn't cost you anything. It's a great way to get people to respond. And if you haven't responded and you're listening to this going, oh crap, I forgot about that, then I'd love to hear your thoughts because your advice will help me make the show better. So it's there, howtopodcast.ca. Big button says survey. Keep talking about it. Don't just create it once, mention it once, and move on. People need to hear it on repeat. So my feedback to this person about their survey was just keep talking about it, just keep promoting it, let people know why it's valuable to them, and you will get a few more people respond. But a flood of people are headed your way. Oh, I said flood. Well, that's not a good word to say after 5 floods. 2 floods in 5 days. No. Anyway, you'll get a lot of responses? No, probably not. But you'll get good responses from people who actually care enough and have time enough to respond to you. So thank you to everybody that's responded. If you haven't, I still appreciate you. And if I can serve you in any way, let me know. Howtopodcast.ca.